your virtual trainer at MOSPI. In the last module, you learned about downloading unit-level data from the MOSPI website, the process of accessing, registering, and retrieving data from the National Data Archive. In this module, you'll learn about the structure of unit-level data, where we will explore how the data is organized, stored, and structured to help you efficiently analyze and interpret it.
Now let's get started with Module 2, Structure of Unit-Level Data. Step 1. Understanding data layout and structure. In this session, we will explore the survey data structure, also referred to as the data layout. This layout provides essential details about how data is organized, stored, and structured across different levels. Before we begin, it is assumed that users have already downloaded Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the survey documentation. The README file, the data layout document, the unit-level data set as demonstrated in Module 1. For a deeper understanding, referring to both Volume 1 and 2 along with the README file is strongly recommended. Step 2. Survey questionnaires and data collection process. The Household Consumption Expenditure Survey (HCES) collects data using 4 distinct questionnaires: Household Characteristic Questionnaire (HCQ), Food Items Questionnaire (FDQ), Consumables and Services Questionnaire (CSQ), Durable Items Questionnaire (DGQ). Each questionnaire collects data on different aspects of household consumption, and the responses are recorded at different data levels. The data collection process occurs in 3 separate visits to the same household. First visit, HCQ is canvassed along with any one of FDQ, CSQ, and DGQ picked randomly. Second visit, one of the remaining 2 questionnaires is administered. Third visit, the last remaining questionnaire is canvassed. This ensures consistency and completeness of data while maintaining a stable panel of selected household across all visits. Step 3. Understanding unit-level data and its structure. Unit-level data refers to disaggregated data collected from each surveyed household across different first-stage units, FSUs. The structure of this data depends on the level at which records are maintained. Personal level, individual responses recorded per person. Household level, data recorded for the household as a unit. Item or group level, data recorded for specific goods or services consumed. For HCES 2022-23, the collected data is categorized into 15 levels, each representing a different data group. Step 4. Mapping questionnaires to data level. Each questionnaire corresponds to different data levels. HCQ data available from level 01 to level 03, FDQ data available from level 04 to level 06, CSQ data available from level 07 to level 10, DGQ data available from level 11 to level 13. Level 14 contains subtotal values across different sections. Level 15 contains selected fields such as canvas time, household size, and information from all 3 visits. Step 5. Understanding the data layout document. The data layout document is an essential resource for interpreting unit-level data. It serves as a blueprint and includes field names and descriptions, field lengths and starting or ending positions, references to specific sections of the survey questionnaire, column mappings, and item references. The data layout helps users accurately understand and analyze unit-level data by identifying key variables and their respective positions in the data set. Step 6. Interpreting data in space delimited format or fixed width format. The unit-level data is stored in fixed width format or space delimited format (SDF), where variables are positioned at specific byte locations in the data set. There are no explicit separators between variables. Data needs to be parsed using the data layout mapping. For example, consider the first stage unit FSU variable, starting byte position 9, ending byte position 13. Length 5 characters. Similarly, the multiplier variable starting byte position 44, ending byte position 58, length 15 characters. Extracting this information requires mapping each variable's start and end byte position from the data layout document. Step 7. Understanding common ID across levels. Every dataset contains a common ID with a length of 38 characters. The common ID is the first portion of an Y level of dataset with length of 38 characters, constituted by the first 16 fields starting from serial number 1 to 16 as per level 01. Present in all levels of data. The common ID with the description of the constituent fields as given in the layout of level 01 helps to identify the data of other levels. Step 8. Defining primary keys for data integration. A primary key is used to uniquely identify each household in the dataset. For HCES 2022-23, the primary key consists of 3 fields. 1. FSU serial number, 2. Second stage stratum number, 3. Sample household number. These fields, when combined, form a unique identifier that enables integration with other datasets or levels. Using the primary key, users can establish relationships between datasets and ensure data integrity when performing cross-level analysis. Conclusion. In this module, we covered the fundamental aspects of unit-level data structure, including 1. The 4 types of survey questionnaires and their data levels. 2. The 3-visit data collection process for completeness. 3. The mapping of survey data across 15 levels. 4. The importance of the data layout document in interpreting fixed-width data. 5. The significance of common ID in different data levels. 6. The significance of primary keys for household identification and linking data across levels. Understanding these concepts is crucial for working with MOSPI unit-level data and preparing it for further statistical analysis. This marks the completion of Module 2. In the next module, we will explore data extraction using R statistical software, where we will learn how to process and analyze this data programmatically. Thank you for participating in this training session. See you in Module 3.